Hey guys, Dembo here, and today I'm going to share with you a guide to turning Uber Shaper from a slog of a boss into something that's more fun and reliably profitable. I have data from 200 Uber Shapers to share, and I made a very steady 14 divine an hour. My best Uber Shaper time during the runs was 2 minutes and 10 seconds with an average closer to 2:45. In this video, I'll show you the tech I use to make it so profitable. If you'd like to skip around, there's a full loot breakdown. Start with that. A complete run you can watch start to finish that took just over 2 minutes, and timestamps for the low-key tech and the skips I use to make the runs very fast. Now, how the hell are we running these so fast? Now, I'm in the Shapers map here. Let's start with a demonstration. I'm going to lightning warp from one side to the other, and that took about 5 seconds. Now, let's run back, see how long that takes. That is closer to 9 seconds. Now, if you take this and extrapolate it across jumping between all 4 of the bosses and all the interstitial maps, that's a huge amount of time saved. The way I'm using this is a 3-link setup with Phantasmal Lightning Warp, which is the alt quality of less duration. And the way Lightning Warp works is it will delay a short period of time based on the distance that you want to travel, and you can reduce that delay based on your movement speed and cast speed. So reducing cast speed reduces the amount of time it takes to cast it, and the faster you can do it. Now I have that paired with faster casting and less duration, just the plain normal quality gems. You can have all 3 of these for about 50 chaos. And I'm using a Divine Blessing and Haste. Now I also have this with Zealotry for extra damage, so this is just 1 extra gem link for me. But Haste gives us a lot of movement speed and a lot of cast speed, and both of which stack to make Phantasmal Lightning Warp work even better. Another side benefit is Lightning Warp jumps quite a bit farther than, say, Flame Dash does. To show you really quick what you're able to do with Lightning Warp that you cannot do with Flame Dash, I've socketed a Flame Dash here, and you can see that I am unable to make this jump. I'm hitting T. I know you can't see that, but I am hitting T and I'm unable to make the jump. However, with Lightning Warp, it's really easy. Same thing here, we keep going, and if you look at this mini map, you'll see this big hook like I would have to run, and otherwise I just hop over it. Now if we go back and try this with Flame Dash, it's just too far of a gap for us to be able to hit. I'm hitting T. I know you can hopefully hear the key, but we're just not able to jump this with Flame Dash or Frostblink. But Lightning Warp, it's really easy. Now there are skips like this on every single map. Now the trick to surviving the ball phase is coming down to this corner and not moving. And if you need to move, just make very small adjustments and know that he's gonna at some point probably Shaper Beam you, but that's it. It's actually really straightforward, but it's hard to sort of void the instinct to run around crazily. But the secret is come down to this corner, don't move, and if you have to move, make very small adjustments and then wait for the balls to pass you by. I kept track of both the Fragments, the Orb of Dominance, Dying Sun, a well-rolled one, sells for a fair amount. Sublime Visions, of course. The Shaper's Touch isn't worth a lot by itself, but if you ID them and then corrupt them all, if you hit things like Elemental Weakness or Temp Chains or +1 to Socketed Gems, those are all worth a lot. Entropic Devastations, a well-rolled one, is worth a fair amount, but I only dropped 3 and they were sort of mediocrely rolled. Feared Invites are worth 10C each, and I dropped a single Star Forge in the entire 200 runs, and you can pry it out of my cold, dead hands. Now, the primary reason why this was so profitable for me is this. My average time per Shaper is well under 3 minutes. My best times were close to 2 minutes, like 2 minutes and 10 seconds was the fastest time I actually recorded. I recorded a video of me running 20 of them in a row. I did it in under an hour, and the fastest time that I ran was 2 minutes 24 seconds. Now, if you're doing it slower, you're still going to earn a profit per Shaper of 0.68 divine, so this is still worth doing. Now, of the loot, most of the worthwhile things were the Fragments themselves. That's where majority of the profit comes from. Another big chunk is a Sublime Vision. Now I dropped 7, slightly unlucky. I was expecting to drop 8 in 200, but it's close enough, and RNG being what it is. The rest of these things are largely rounding error outside of Orb of Dominance, which is another, I think I was slightly unlucky here as well. The fragments themselves are very easy to acquire. There are a lot of people who like running formed, and the Maven's Fritz are expensive enough that it encourages people to run them formed. And I don't think as many people like running Uber Shaper, so these can be had. I tracked every transaction. It took me 6 transactions to purchase all of these, and this was the price I actually paid. I put up a want to buy ad in TFT, and I spent 38.6 divines acquiring 200 shaper sets. Okay, that's pretty much the whole video. If you learned something here or found it interesting, like and subscribe. I'll also say that I play a specialist build here, like Palstron preached recently in his video, that is designed to speed boss. And what I mean by that is high movement speed, high single target DPS, and it's basically designed to do maps like this or uber feared laps very, very efficiently to maximize profit. Now, that doesn't mean you can't take the things that I show you in this video and apply them to any general bossing build. Anything with enough single target DPS to insta-phase Shaper should be able to do the same thing. The Pathfinder Totems would be a good choice probably for a budget build to do this exact same thing this league. But yeah, anyway, I hope that you found this interesting or learned something or it was useful to you in some way, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.